et messieurs, maintenant nous avons le plaisir de vous présenter M. Robert Asselin, Cyrus Reporter.
And Kate Purchase.
Hi.
So let us start the discussion that we have now. After a great speech from our leader, why don't you tell us a bit more who you are and what you do exactly for the Liberal Party of Canada? So Robert.
Alors moi, je suis Robert Asselin, je suis professeur à l'Université d'Ottawa et puis de temps en temps, j'aide le Parti libéral et je suis très content d'être ici. Alors, on avait vraiment hâte de venir ce soir.
Cyrus?
I'm Cyrus Reporter, and I have the real pleasure of serving as Mr. Trudeau's Chief of Staff in Ottawa in the Leader's office.
I'm Kate Purchase, and I'm the Director of Convention Communications, and I get to work for this guy and for Mr. Trudeau.
Wow, what a great job. So, Bernadette, maybe on peut aller avec une question en français pour commencer. Les points forts, évidemment, on vient d'entendre notre chef, il y a beaucoup d'énergie dans la salle. Les points saillants, les messages clés que notre chef nous a communiqués, que vous voudriez que finalement nos auditeurs et les militants ramènent chez eux après.
Mais je pense qu'il est important ce soir, c'est de mettre la table pour le congrès. C'est ça que le chef voulait faire, d'expliquer aux gens pourquoi le congrès est important pour l'avenir du parti, pour discuter des politiques qui vont façonner le pays, dans le fond, pour les prochaines années, si les gens choisissent un gouvernement libéral. Évidemment, le thème de la convention, c'est l'économie, la classe moyenne. Alors, il a expliqué pourquoi c'est important, mais aussi parler de la façon différente dont il voulait faire la politique. Et moi, je retiens que c'est un point vraiment important du discours. Comment le Parti libéral, avec Justin Trudeau, peut se différencier de Stephen Harper et son approche un peu mesquine, franchement, de faire la politique. Alors, je pense que c'était un point très fort du discours.
Cyrus, do you want to add to that?
Absolutely. Just that you heard Mr. Trudeau speak about a couple of themes, which we'll hear throughout the weekend. One is that this weekend is the start of the process of building the team and building the plan. We're entering a new phase, and we'll be talking with our fellow delegates all weekend about what type of plan we can offer for Canadians to help grow the economy for the middle class. And we'll have a number of our new team members on display this weekend as well.
So very exciting that, Kate.
Yeah, I mean,
last word.
One of the most exciting things for me in the speech today was, Mr. Trudeau welcoming everybody to his hometown and talking about how important his home was for him. And just, for those of us who aren't from Montreal, seeing this great city and seeing everything that it has to offer and the kind of diversity it has to offer, that was really exciting.
There were some really positive messages. It was nice to have him remind us that this is his hometown. And he talked about campaigning in a different way, in a way that is not negative. What does he mean by that?
Well, I think it's a new approach of how to reach out to Canadians. And that's the real message that he wants all the MPs to do, but himself as a leader, reaching out to people, listening. And we don't see that from the current government. So I think that's a very different approach, refreshing approach about politics. The other thing I think is important in the speech was this idea that a new generation is taking some leadership in the country's future. And I think that's what Justin brings. And it's very refreshing to listen to that.
And what message is he bringing to the middle class? When he talks about the importance of the middle class, what do you think he's sending out as a message? Well,
he's, first of all, describing the anxiety that's out there in the country. As Justin's been pointing out prior to tonight, but also tonight, Canadians have seen their incomes stagnate while their household debt rises. There's increased anxiety about their kids and whether they'll be able to leave to their kids the same type of life that they got from their parents. There's also concerns about pensions in the future and their own retirement. So as a party, he feels it's very important that we tackle these issues head on. Because as he said, when this anxiety spreads, the politics of division has the opportunity to succeed. And he's trying a very different formula. He's decided that he's going to speak positively about the future and rally Canadians around a plan for success.
You all heard the conversation between Chrystia Freeland and Larry Summers. How do you think that did in terms of kickstarting the convention off?
Well, I think it was really important to start the convention and sort of set the tone for the weekend about the kind of issues that we're going to be discussing. And we were so lucky to get a star like Larry Summers to come and speak to us, who's so intelligent and so well-versed in the issues that he's speaking about. So, really talking about growing the economy from the middle out and making sure that those are the issues that we're focusing on throughout the weekend. And in fact, the video that we released on Tuesday of this week as well talked about those issues.
Moi, ce que j'ai aimé, Robert, pour revenir à vous, on a parlé dans le discours, comme Bernadette disait, On parlait d'éducation, de commerce, d'infrastructure. C'est des thèmes qui reviennent quand on dit l'aspect économique de ce congrès-là, qui est très important. Je l'ai aussi entendu dire « Be ambitious for our country ». C'est quelque chose qui est intéressant pour nous d'entendre parce que, comme vous dites récemment, ce qu'on entend, c'est beaucoup moins qu'ambitieux. Parlez-nous un peu de cette ambition-là qu'a notre chef sur ces aspects-là.
Je pense qu'il est vraiment important dans le discours de Justin, c'est l'emphase sur le long terme. Développer l'économie à long terme pour que ça marche pour tous les Canadiens. Pas juste à court terme, mais essayer de trouver des wedge issues entre les partis, essayer de faire de la politique pour gagner des votes. L'approche que Justin amène, c'est vraiment essayer de dire, regardons à long terme, mettons nos yeux en avant, puis essayons de voir c'est quoi les grands défis du Canada. Il faut qu'on ait une population éduquée, il faut qu'on soit une population qui innove. On est un nombre assez restreint de citoyens au Canada comparé à bien des pays. On doit être une nation qui fait du commerce international. Donc, le genre de direction à long terme qui est vraiment importante pour le pays, où on n'entend pas vraiment ces temps-ci le gouvernement parler. Alors, je pense que ça l'a distingué de mettre l'horizon un peu plus loin que juste dans quelques mois et de te faire dire qu'on est meilleur que les pays qui ont été en récession. Je pense que c'est ça qui est important aussi.
So Cyrus, you're close to the leader, obviously. Choosing Montreal, tell us a bit more about that. You must have been part of that decision with our leader. Great city, great place for us to be here. Tell us a bit more about that.
Sure, and to be honest, it wasn't much of a lengthy discussion. Mr. Trudeau decided very early on that he wanted this important event to happen in Quebec and in Montreal, his hometown, and I thought he spoke quite eloquently tonight about why that was important to him. This is a city and the riding of Papineau that really defines him. And he speaks quite often about the composition of Papineau. While it's one of the smallest ridings in the country geographically, it's, if not the diverse, one of the most diverse in the country. It's very important to him because for him it's a microcosm of the country at large. So he wanted to bring Liberals from all across the country here to his hometown, as he said, to share Montreal with everyone who's here and also to send a message to Quebecers that this is a place that we deem as very important. Just prior to today, we spent 2 days in Quebec City with our members of parliament and holding a national caucus there. And again, he wanted to not just to have 2 days here in Montreal, but a full week in Quebec to speak to Quebecers directly.
It was good of him to thank Irwin Cotler in particular, a very popular, long-standing MP in this area. So that was a moving moment. What about his message of diversity? What was he speaking to there, and was he sending a message maybe to the government in Quebec?
I think it was very important for him. It's very close to his art to send the message that this country was built on a premise of diversity. That people came here in Montreal, French language speaking people, and they worked together with other people of other faith, other religion, other language, and it worked well for Montreal. And this was the idea of Canada, the modern Canada, as opposed to the divisive politics of Madame Marouin and her government. So I think it was an important theme in his speech.
Let me go back to you, Kate. What are the three things you're responsible for communication for this great event? What are the three things you'd like people to take away? We have thousands of people watching us. We have a huge community interacting with us on Twitter, on Facebook, in the live chat. What are the takeaways, your takeaway that you'd like people to think about as they...
Sure. Well, if I could have four. My first is keep engaging and keep talking online and keep talking to the social media desk folks over there because, we like to hear that kind of feedback and we like to know what people are saying on the floor and at home as well who aren't able to be with us today. The other important things that I'd like people to take away are this idea about building the team and making sure that, the fascinating speakers that we have speaking all throughout the weekend, these are great team members for Mr. Trudeau, and we want to keep promoting them and making sure that they're engaging in these kinds of conversations. And building the plan. This is one of the most ambitious policy agendas that a convention has had in years. And so, we'd like people to be engaging on these issues.
Anything you'd like to add, gentlemen?
I just thought it was a great energy in the room, a great start to the convention. So I think things are well underway, and I'm very happy about the enthusiasm of delegates here.
Now, just in terms of the growth of the economy, I want to talk to you because you're at the Graduate School of Public and International Affairs. Mr. Summers was talking about the importance of public investment and infrastructure. What do you think of that message, and what does that mean in a Canadian context?
It was a big theme in his remarks, I thought, because infrastructure has different elements into the futures of Canada. One is we can use our city to be incubators of innovation, use infrastructure to take the clean tech turn, for example, and make sure that our city are environmentally friendly, but at the same time that they create jobs with infrastructure. And what you see in modern countries, they have taken this turn with modern infrastructure. It makes a huge difference. So it's not just about construction people who work on these projects, although it's important. It's what they make of the cities and the quality of life for citizens. So I think that was a very important element of his speech.
Merci.
On me dit qu'on est sur le point de terminer cette session ce soir. Dernier mot, je vais faire un tour. On commence avec Kate.
I would say just come and have fun and participate in as much as you can, right? For the whole weekend, we have amazing streams for people to participate in and participate more online. And let's keep the discussion going even past this weekend.
Cyrus.
Sunny ways. You've heard the leader quote Wilfrid Laurier, his favorite prime minister, aside from his father. And Wilfrid Laurier was famous for his sunny ways, meaning politics should be about positivity and optimism and creating solutions for people, reconciling difference and making progress.
Moi, je dirais en terminant que les gens sont très cyniques envers la politique, mais quand on voit 3000 personnes un jeudi soir venir dans un hall comme ça, écouter un chef, vouloir converser sur la politique, on peut être libéral, conservateur, NPD. Je pense que ce qu'on voit dans un congrès comme ça, c'est que les gens veulent avoir un mot à dire, veulent participer. Moi, je trouve ça vraiment encourageant.
Alors, merci. Merci, Robert Asselin. Thank you, Cyrus Reporter. Thank you, Kate Purchase, for this great conversation.
You come back on the show later. We're here for 2 more days. It's good. Thank you.